What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the studio. So, Young Justice mid-season finale had just ended yesterday, and I have to tell y'all, it's really good. If you haven't watched it, please go watch it. You'll be entertained. But 3 arcs came out of this first half of the season. We got the Sentinels of Magic, Wedding on Mars, and Artemis's Pass, and Lady Shiva, I guess. I don't know what to call that one, but we're going to talk about all 3. I'm going to run them down for you guys, so it's spoilers, so be ready for all that. And we start off with Wedding on Mars. Pretty much to sum up this arc is Miss Martian, Superboy, and Beast Boy go to planet Mars because they want to hold their wedding on Mars. Well, I want to say hold their whole wedding on Mars, but part of the wedding is going to be on Mars. They were going to come back to planet Earth and also hold a wedding for their friends and family to, join in. But they wanted to go to Mars because Superboy and Magan wanted to make, it special. She wanted her parents to be part of it. But come to find out, some shit's been going down on planet Mars. And on planet Mars, racism. A lot of it. Red Martians hate white Martians. White Martians are treated like crap. Green Martians, it's just like how racism is dealt with today. It's pretty much that's how it is with Young Justice and on Mars. Now, fast forward to Malafa'ak. Malafa'ak is probably one of my favorite villains out of Young Justice because you don't really hear about Malafa'ak in nowhere. Like, I did not know who Malafa'ak was until Justice League Doom. But this dude is a terrorist. This motherfucker is a terrorist. If you go watch him from last season, and he killed some people on New Genesis, and he's trying to do the same thing here on Mars, but to his own people. He dislikes his own sister because his sister left him. And the reason why Magan left is because of the fact that she was being bullied. She was being tortured. She was just hated just because she was a white Martian. So fast forward to the end of the arc. And there was some other stuff that played factor in the arc, but I felt like it just wasn't really necessary. Like the king that died, his son, and his yellow Martian girlfriend. She the one that killed him because she couldn't control her powers and magic and blah, 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 blah. Long story short, Legion of Superheroes, they're there, and they're there for some type of mission. They didn't say what the mission was about, but they're there on a mission. And pretty much what happened was I got a bomb from Darkseid because he's working with Darkseid, and Superboy got to the bomb, put it in the lava, blew up. Everybody thought Superboy died because on Mars there is no sun. Well, there is a sun, but it's kind of dangerous on Mars' surface. So Superboy is getting hurt pretty bad. He's vulnerable, and now everybody thinks he's dead. And Beast Boy also was having, his mind was being fucked with, and he was seeing Brion, because last season, if you didn't know, Brion was part of Young Justice, and he left because of the fact that 1, he became the king of his country, and 2, he felt betrayed by Superboy and the crew because he felt like they lied to him. And so he left while Terra stayed on the group, which I found kind of odd. I'm like, when they both leave? But hey, it's no here nor there. This part of the season was kind of boring to me. I didn't really like much of it until the ending, where we got to see the Legion of Superheroes, and we also got to see Beast Boy, kind of start his down spiral to depression. We also got to see that, and I'm not saying depression is a good thing, but I'll talk about this at the end of the video about Beast Boy. Now, the second arc was kind of, I'm not a real big fan of Artemis. I like Treasure, but I'm not a real big fan of Artemis. But it's about her. It's about Treasure, and it's about Orphan. Orphan is she's part of the Bat family, and she's Cassandra Cain, and she is the daughter of Lady Shiva. And Lady Shiva was just trying to get her daughter back. And, well, Orphan doesn't talk because her father taught her to not speak. At first, I thought they ripped her voice box out, but I guess the story changes. For this one, she doesn't really speak. So, long story short with this one, it's all about Treasure, Artemis getting over their childhood trauma of their father being a straight jackass, their father being sports master. And it's funny, his name is Crusher. Like, y'all couldn't give him a better name, Crusher. Y'all couldn't give him like a Chad, Thad, or Brad name because he acts like one of them. So, y'all couldn't do that. But to sum it all up, it was actually pretty good. The action was deep. You get to see characters that you really wouldn't think you'll see, like Vandal Savage's daughter, Onyx. They came to Treasure and not Treasure, but Artemis for, I guess, safe haven. They wanted to be protected, and come to find out that they felt like one of them could have been the mole since they was part of the League of Assassins. Well, come to find out, Onyx was telling the truth. and Vandal Savage's daughter was fucking not. Even though she did tell the truth about Vandal Savage killing Olympia, that was true because he did do that last season, and we'll get to Vandal Savage in a minute. Now, at the end of this arc, you get to see certain characters that you don't think you get to see. Like, for instance, Cheshire thought she was going to be there to kill her master, but she failed at that. He says, come back when you're wanting to live and all that stuff. So she ends up coming back. At the end, you'll see them meditating. And that's one character I want y'all to pay attention to. And that is Talia al Ghul. Talia al Ghul is the daughter of Ra's al Ghul. Now, she's holding Damian Wayne. That's the baby that she's been holding. The person next to her, get ready for this, if you didn't know, that's Jason Todd. Last season, when they brought up Dick Grayson, Nightwing, he was all like, he said his name, like, he was like, Grayson, like that, started up something in his head. That's how you found out. That's Jason Todd. That's Red Hood. Will he be Red Hood on the second half of the season, or we won't get that until next season? Me don't know. We won't find out until then. Also, there's this little subplot that's going on through the season, and that is with the bus. And there's a bus flying through space, and that is actually comes full circle at the end of this first half of the season, which we'll talk about in just a moment. And also Beast Boy spiraled into depression. He just not going out on missions with the outsiders. I think he feels some type of way about Superboy's passing, and he feels like it's probably his fault. I can't really put my finger on it. I've seen other people say different things, but I think he's depressed because of but Superboy's death, which is understandable because who wouldn't feel bad? Superboy. It's Superboy. I like Superboy over Superman. That's just me, all right? And we're with the third arc, which is the Sentinels of Magic. And these flashbacks, I actually did fuck with. I did like these flashbacks. And in these flashbacks, we ended up getting Vandal Savage's story, Dr. Fate's story, Zatara's story, and I think that's about it. So pretty much what's going on is Clarion is being called back from the Agents of Chaos because he ain't doing his job. So the Agents of Chaos sent down another Agent of Chaos to not just kill Clarion and send his bitch ass back home, but for her to do the chaos and all that stuff. Now, Vandal Savage plays a big role in this because of the fact of law and order. Not law and order, but chaos and order. That balances out the universe. Vandal Savage has been trying to balance out the universe for many years and keep it like that. Vandal Savage is immortal. He's the reason why we got metahumans, why we got magic, why Atlantis is sunk into the bottom of the fucking ocean. It's a lot. I would not be surprised if Vandal Savage was a real person. I would not be surprised if half of the population on planet Earth has Vandal Savage DNA in them, which is crazy to say. He's the reason why Atlantis got sunk. He's the reason why that his son, who is king of Atlantis, was killed. He's the reason why we have Dr. Fate, Nabu, because Nabu was one of his children. And matter of fact, one of the flashbacks, it showed that Nabu and Vandal Savage and their army fought up against Starro. You know, the big giant starfish that was in Suicide Squad? Yeah, they fought that. This is why I love this cartoon. Because it's just, wow, they really bring in, when I say they use everybody or trying to use everybody, they're trying to use everybody. And I fucking love it a lot. So Clarion gets killed, but he wants to stay. So he goes back in time, and that bus that you keep seeing throughout the season, yeah, that's Clarion going through time, trying to find Teagle, because Teagle, his cat, was killed by a child. And it's crazy because by the end of the arc, he ends up getting Teagle back. But here's the funny thing. They go find a stray cat that looks just like Teagle. And they're all like, so you want to name it Teagle? And they're all like, no, that's so boring. You gotta have imagination. You gotta be better than that. I'm gonna name the cat Teagle. And I'm like, what the fuck, bro? They just said that. After that, I was like, yeah, okay. Clarion the Witch was one of my favorite villains now. He's on my top 5. My top 5 interchanges like a lot. So bear with me on that one. So with Child, she's trying to destroy the Earth. Dr. Fate, he's trying to, defeat Child, but Zatanna wants help. Like, hey, we need, the Witch Boy's help. So can you work with him or no? He's like, hell no, I ain't working with that boy. But by the end of the arc, they end up working together. We learn about Zatara, her father, and how he uses magic and how he became a hero. We learn about Dr. Fate and how he became Dr. Fate and how his father ain't shit. We learn about Vandal Savage and that he is the reason for pretty much all chaos. He's the reason for Clarion the Witch Boy actually being on planet Earth. And also Phantom Stranger. It's cool to see Phantom Stranger every now and then. But as we get closer to the end, come to find out, Vandal Savage end up talking to both both Order and Chaos, the agents of Order and Chaos. And they were saying, "No, yo, it's your fault that Dark Side is gonna do what he gonna do." And he was all like, "Hold on, fam." And Vandal Savage has a silver tongue because this dude got his way out of this. He was like, listen, if you let Child destroy the planet, it's going to be all chaos and it's going to be thrown off the balance. So if y'all let her do that, don't be trying to blame me and Darkseid. Like, y'all just let this bitch come down there and kill everybody. It's going to be a lot of chaos and no order. So they were like, fine. We'll depower Child and whatever. But they brought up the whole Vandal Savage and Darkseid thing because, they're working together. And he feels like that sooner or later, Apocalypse and Planet Earth, they're going to go to war, which is going to happen. So by the end of it, Zatanna came up with this plan that, hey, every other week, Dr. Fate is going to be on one. We're going to wear the helmet of Dr. Fate. So 1 week it's going to be Khalid. Next week it's going to be Tracy. I think it's like Lucky 13 or whatever her name is. And 1 week is going to be Zatanna and 1 week is going to be Zatara. But they're missing the character, Mary. Mary don't get to wear it because she's power hungry. She's a power crackhead is pretty much what I get out of it. And she's upset about that because throughout the arc, she likes to siphon off her friend's power just to make herself stronger. And I'm all like, I don't see a problem with that because if she didn't do that, them niggas would have been dead. So I'm all like, okay. So Zatara tells her that, yeah, you're not going to be able to wear the helmet. And she gets mad and she storms off and gets sent back to her own little town that she's from. So then Khalid pulls Zatanna to the side and be all like, the only reason why you picked us to be your students because you needed somebody to take the place of Dr. Fate so you can have your father back? She does not answer. So I guess it's been confirmed she's a shit bag too. And by the end of it all, they're okay with it. Khalid wears the helmet of fate and everybody goes on about their lives. The people that were on the bus get sent back to their timeline. And it's just a lot. And after the credit scenes roll, you see Mary by herself. Somebody's talking to her and telling her to say Shazam. She's really playing on her emotions, saying, look, they just abandoned you. They think you're this, you think you're that, and all that stuff, all these negative things. She yells Shazam, and that's how it ends. So, what I think about the three, my favorite one would have to be the Sentinels of Magic, because I like the magic aspect of the superhero world. I like the magic aspect of comics in general. But I feel like they could have done a little bit more with Clarion because Clarion is fucking hilarious. And I felt like this idea with the whole helmet of fate was kind of stupid because I'm like, bro, what? Really? That's how y'all gonna do this? Even though in the comic books, Khalid ends up becoming Dr. Fate permanently. I felt like that was kind of dumb. Beast Boy, MVP for this half of the season. Watching him just spiral out of just watching him taking sleep medication, him not going out on missions, him not doing his duty, him breaking up with his girlfriend, it's just a lot. And it's like, that's that one plot I kept wanting to go back to because I'm like, how does he overcome that depression? Because I've dealt with that before. I've been in his shoes before where you're taking sleep medication. You don't want to do shit. You don't want to do nothing. And I've been in his shoes. So every time I see Beast Boy pop up, I pay close attention to it because of the fact that I actually know what he's going through. Not the passing of a close friend, but the fact of, something traumatic happens to you in your life and you're going through this little rough patch of depression. You take a sleep medication, you're sleeping all day. It's a lot. So I understand where Beast Boy is coming from. I can actually relate to what he's dealing with. But besides that, I would like to see what else is going to happen. So they didn't really say when the next part of the season was going to come out, but I can say that they did say it was going to be in, March. I hope that the Legion of Superhero pop up. Actually, they have to, because when Zatara put her hand and she started seeing visions of where the bus had went throughout all through times, and to actually see what time period they're from, and she sees that Superboy is in some type of phantom zone type realm and he's yelling for help. So that's going to be a huge part on the second half of the season. Now, I'm pretty sure, well, I'm not pretty sure. I'm going to take a wild guess, and I think they're going to do a time skip, like not a big one, but probably like a couple months, maybe, because that's the one thing I do like about Young Justice. They do time skips. Every time the season ends, be expecting a time skip. Each season, I think one season was like 5 years into the future, like 5 years after season 2. That's when season 3 started. So I don't know, but I would like to see a little time skip. I would also like to see more of the Legion of Superhero, because I thought they had took Superboy and brought them to his time. Well, not to his time, their time, and trained him because they thought that he was Superman, but he really is, well, 50-50, you know, it's Superboy. And later on down the line, he will become, well, hopefully, he becomes Superman. So, other than that, there's some loose ends that are, you know, still not cut off yet, like not Captain Marvel, but Sergeant Marvel with Mary. Who is that talking to her? A lot of people think that it's, you know, Granny Goodness. Some people think it's just Sergeant Marvel in her head, telling her to go on and say, manipulating her from inside. Red Hood popping up, Miss Martian, and how her and Beast Boy are gonna go at it later on in the season. Because I believe they're gonna go. I'm not sitting there saying they're gonna fight, but they're gonna argue, and they're gonna argue to a point to where Beast Boy might say something hurtful to her, and something's gonna happen to Beast Boy. Like I said, Beast Boy is probably my favorite character right now in the series, because comparing him to what I grew up with, the Beast Boy I grew up with, I love this Beast Boy better. Because the Beast Boy I grew up with, if you watch the, you know, Teen Titans cartoon on Cartoon Network, and of course Teen Titans Go, he's a fucking idiot. And he's annoying, like really annoying. Like, I can't stand Beast Boy from Teen Titans and Teen Titans Go. But with the Titans TV show and Young Justice, these two Beast Boy, it shows that he can be serious. He can be a dedicated hero. He can actually be something. He is a leader. He can step forth and take on the big task of being a hero. So it's really crazy how some people might see Beast Boy as the idiot, but then they see Young Justice and it's like a whole 360 with the character, and it's like, damn, this guy actually really can be a leader. Now the outsiders are worried about him, don't know where Batman's at, don't know where Superman's at, but all in all, I don't know what the next half of the season is going to come out or what the next half of the season is going to be, but I am very, very looking forward to it. I'm about to go back and binge watch it from season 1, episode 1, all the way back up, so I can do another video based on stuff that, you know, that you might have missed, that I might have missed throughout all the seasons, but I am looking forward to it. Young Justice is probably one of my favorite superhero cartoons of all time. It gives superheroes that you don't really get to see a lot some time to shine. Black Lightning, Blue Beetle, Aqualad becoming Aquaman. They haven't said nothing about Wally West yet, though. I guess Wally West is like dead for good. Like, he's not coming back. They haven't said nothing about that yet. But Vandal Savage, they're even giving villains that you really don't see a lot. Some, you know, Spotlight, Shiva, Orphan. You know, you get to see a lot of those. And also, maybe Terra might turn on the team at the end of the season, but we'll have to wait and see. But I appreciate you guys watching this video. I'm gonna do more comic book stuff coming down the line, but this right here I really wanted to talk about because I love Young Justice. But other than that, guys, I love y'all. Take care of yourselves. Peace.